Okie dokie. Our government, Jacinda Ardern and all her boys and girls, have pushed through reforms on abortion law. Okay, now just to make a declaration from here, I'm personally leaning on the side of pro-life, but I do believe in difficult circumstances and in certain circumstances that there's a good case for abortions. So I'm not religiously against abortions. Now, what's really interesting is that with all these pro-choice people that I've been speaking to on the internet here and there, I've been almost like an experiment. I've been giving them a little test. I'm just asking them this basic question, okay? Between conception and birth, at what point do we consider the fetus to be a human being? Fair enough? It's just a question. But what's interesting is that none of them that I've spoken to so far can answer it or are prepared to answer it. They always claim that it's irrelevant and circumvent it. Okay, if you think it's irrelevant, that's okay, but why not answer it anyway? What have you got to lose? It's just a question. All you have to do is answer it. They don't answer it because what are they going to say? Well, actually, I think at 7 months it's a human being. Or actually, I think at 3 months or 2 months it's a human being. Because it opens the whole debate up to where the heart of the debate really is, of course. And it really is quite as simply, when do we consider the fetus to be a human being? Now, why is it so difficult to answer that question? Because at the point that we agree that the fetus is a human being, it's not and cannot be as simple as a woman's right to choose. I mean, the woman's right to choose what? To kill her baby, if we consider that baby to be a human being. I mean, no one would agree with a woman's right to infanticide, would they? And that's just it. When we say, at 4 months, say, we consider that baby to be a human being, then if you kill it, it's infanticide. It doesn't make any fundamental difference if that baby happens to be living on the inside or the outside of your body. So again, they don't go there. They never go there. And that to me is a little bit appalling, because if we're going to legalize abortion, to whatever degree we do, then we need to go there. Because if we're not going there, we're not being honest. We're turning our back on the raw truth of what we're doing if we don't ask that question. And that is inescapably immoral in its own right. Where do I think a fetus should be considered a human being? I'm not totally sure, personally. Right at conception, when it's just a little wee cluster of cells, at the point where it's basically a tadpole, I don't believe that's reasonable. I think abortion should be okay in that circumstance, but that's just a personal perspective. A partial birth abortion, to me, that is literally infanticide. I don't believe that should ever be legal. It's absolutely shocking. Yeah. But the thing is, another thing with the whole abortion debate, what's interesting is that we can't talk about it on this level anymore. People don't want to talk about it on this level. And why is that? Why can't we just have a calm conversation? To me, it's just a philosophical exercise. I think it's because nowadays so many women have had abortions that it's naturally and understandably impossible for them to be truly objective about it. Because what are they doing? I mean, what are you asking them to do? As a pro-lifer, you're asking them to accept that they're guilty of some kind of murder to some degree or whatever. That's never going to go down, needless to say. And it's not just the women who are going to have a problem with the whole conversation, countless men as well. I mean, how many abortions were pushed through by men, not women, men who were pushing their wives or partners to have an abortion that they never really wanted to have in the first place? I know that there are thousands of cases like that. I've often jokingly suggested that if it really was a woman's right to choose, then there'll probably be far fewer abortions out there. So, yeah, that's my insight on the whole abortion issue. I don't have a problem with the goalposts, which are inescapably subjective, being put a little bit further towards conception, a little bit further towards birth. I don't have a problem with that, so long as we can at least agree that we must agree to a given point that we consider that baby, the fetus, to be a human being. When we circumvent that most basic of questions, then that, before anything, is a shocker and not acceptable. That's what I have to say on abortion. Thank you.